Thank you, Sue, and welcome everybody. On behalf of all the CEW members, we're just so delighted to have you with us this evening, and it's great to see so many friendly and familiar faces in the room. This is a very, very special event for CEW, and it's just amazing to see so many of you, and thank you for joining us. This is a real act of generosity, you all coming along, because this is a very important event because it allows us to raise money for our scholarship funds that Sue's already mentioned to you. Last year, CEW had its 25th anniversary, and we started with only 6 founding members. Today we have 215 members around Australia. And many of our members are here tonight, and what I'd like our members to do is to stand up so that all our guests can see who you are. Please stand. Thank you, members. These are women who have all achieved great success in their careers, and they are CEW's ambassadors, so please take some time to talk to them this evening. As some of you already know, CEW is an organisation which focuses on providing a strong collegiate network for its women members. Through our regular events and programs, members provide mutual support to each other in enabling them to achieve career and personal success. More importantly, CEW is focused externally, and that is in order to really try and achieve our vision, which is the greater representation of women in business, government and the not-for-profit sector. And this vision may sound simple, but as we all know, it has been a challenge over many years. It is pleasing to see some significant improvement this year and last year in terms of the number of women on the ASX 200 boards. We had an increase from 8 to almost 13% over the past 2 years, and last year 59 women were appointed to those boards. And this year we've got a success rate of 30% of appointments being women. In fact, one male director, I think it might be Kevin McCann who's here tonight, said last year, if you didn't wear a skirt, you wouldn't get a new board seat. Despite this progress, only 3% of CEOs of Australia's top companies are women, and 8% of senior executives. I thought a recent cartoon was clever and funny, which depicted one company executive saying to another, "We have strategically located the women's toilets on the lower floors." It is, however, not a laughing matter that women represent over 50% of university graduates, yet this talent pool is not represented at the top of our key organisations. What a glaring economic waste. So what is it that CEW is trying to do to improve the situation? CEW members see themselves as fortunate in having achieved a level of seniority in their careers and are keen to support other women to achieve success. We do this through a range of formal initiatives, including CEW's Talent Development Program, the CEO Kit, and CEW Scholarship Programs. CEW's Talent Development Program involves 100 female executives attending a 1-year leadership program run by CEW members in Sydney and Melbourne. This program has been running for 5 years and is highly regarded by its participants and their companies, as it challenges and inspires their professional development. The demand for this program continues to grow, so much so that we are launching in Brisbane next year. The CEO Kit is a diagnostic tool used by companies to analyse inhibitors and enablers for moving women into senior leadership positions in their companies. Sue Cato has already mentioned our scholarship program, and this year we are very excited to send 6 female executives to 2 leadership programs run by NCAD in Singapore. There is a bit of a silver lining to the high Australian dollar. We will also be sending a number of our winners of the not-for-profit sector scholarships to AICD's Company Directors course. The The value of these programs is demonstrated by Helen Conway, who is here tonight with us. Helen is the new Director of the Federal Workplace Gender Equity Agency and a previous Senior Executive at Caltex. Helen was one of CEW's earliest scholarship winners, and she has said to me it played a pivotal role in her career development. CEW is also active in thought leadership and advocacy, promoting the strong business case for gender equality. We have recently published, not published yet, but we're about to publish, a gender parity survey which we've undertaken with Bain & Co. That should be out in November. CEW members informally mentor and sponsor female executives in the businesses in which they work and through referral through their business networks. Well, enough of the serious work of CEW, and on to some very special thanks to some sponsors who are here with us this evening. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the generosity and commitment of our platinum sponsor, leading law firm Mallison Stephen Jakes. They have assisted us for over 5 years as our principal sponsor. Qantas also deserves special mention for giving us the amazing first and second raffle prizes. We also want to thank our remarkable gold sponsors ANZ, KPMG, Telstra and TAL, better known to most of us as Tower Australia. And last but not least, our valued silver sponsors, Aon Australia, Audrey Page and Associates, Commonwealth Bank, Dan Murphy's, Deutsche Bank, Egon Zehnder International, National Australia Bank, Pacific Brands, PwC, Transfield Services, UBS and Westpac. Without the extraordinary generosity of these organisations, our scholarship programs would not exist. Thank you on behalf of all the CEW members. I would also like to thank Sue Cato, who is so ably chairing our dinner committee. Sue flew in from New York today, and she's going great guns, and I just really want to thank you, Sue. I would now like to introduce our highly accomplished guest speaker. It is my great pleasure to introduce Amanda Wilson, who is the first female editor of the Sydney Morning Herald in its 180 years. Amanda is one of Australia's most experienced and respected newspaper journalists, with a career that has spanned almost 40 years here and overseas. She started her cadetship in Melbourne and worked as a reporter for the Sunday Telegraph and the Australian in Melbourne and Sydney before heading off to the UK in the early 1980s. In London, she was assistant editor for the Sunday Express and chief sub-editor of the Sunday Times. She returned to Australia to join the Sydney Morning Herald in 1994 as foreign editor, and since then her roles in that newspaper have included deputy editor, weekend editor, spectrum editor and news editor. Amanda is a proven leader in change management, newsroom team building, print and online integration, conflict resolution, complex negotiations, product development and managing for the bottom line. Sounds like a multi-talented, multitasking, successful woman to me. As such, Amanda is a wonderful role model for aspiring female journalists and for all young women. In addition, she is a successful mum, having developed her career in journalism while bringing up her now 21-year-old son, Callum. It has been a riveting year for those creating, reporting and following the news, and we are looking forward to Amanda's inside view on the media world. Please join me in welcoming Amanda to the podium.